Hey guys, welcome back.
Hi.
This week we're talking about women.
Basically, all the things that women have to go through in this world, the good, the bad, and honestly, just how to deal with it.
I think what everyone should do is just listen, because if we all just listened as much as we spoke, I think we'd live in a very different world.
And we hope that you just take some things into consideration. Maybe you can reflect on this, relate to this, all of the above.
First things I would like to bring up would be harassment.
Ooh.
And I think that harassment is it's shown to women at such a young age, middle school. I think like when I first experienced like harassment was in middle school. And at the time it was happening so frequently that I didn't even realize that it was like, oh, this is bad, until I got older, and I'm like, that shouldn't have been happening to me, because then it started happening in high school. And I thought, I didn't say anything. I thought it was normal.
I was taught at an early age to be aware of harassment and how to deal with it. Like I was taught like, don't be around a bunch of guys, or don't wear this, or be careful about this. Like I was always taught that like, hey, this is gonna happen, just be aware of it. I don't think it really started happening to me until like 8th grade, when I first realized like, oh, this is annoying.
Yeah. Okay, so when I was younger, my uncle always taught me, like, if somebody touches you and it feels wrong, like, you have to say something, tell an adult.
Yeah.
Like, he always taught me that. But then when it got to middle school, and my first experiences that I can remember of, like, harassment would be, like, my 7th and 8th grade year. So, like, later in middle school, not when I was, like, too small.
Mm-hmm.
But it was happening, like, people that were, like, supposed to be my friends, and I was safe with them. So I thought, like, oh, it's okay. Like, they're just kidding.
Yeah.
So I just let it go, even though I didn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing is that I feel like girls are taught that if this is happening to you, and I'll talk about I'll like go into that it's like a form of flattery.
Yeah, which is what I mentioned
Exactly
in the Alexa Play WAP one.
Go listen to that if you haven't.
Yeah, I mentioned how like my whole ensemble was basically not calling me a slut, but like just linking me to a lot of sexual things, and a lot of sexual innuendos were like towards me. But like, although that annoyed me, I kind of liked it a little bit, like, because I was like, oh, this is kind of flattering, like, you guys think
Because
I'm attractive.
It's better to be seen as like so sexual and like quote slutty than not to be seen and desired at all.
Yeah.
And that's a problem in itself.
Because it's like these crude comments, or whatever it is, crude, vulgar, disrespectful comments, even though they are all of those things, they ultimately are like, hey, but you're desirable, and that's supposed to be like a plus, which is messed up.
Yeah. So in middle school, what I can remember, I don't know if it was the first time, but like I just remember like guys just grabbing girls' asses, and it was like, haha, like, okay.
Yeah.
And it was like laughed at and funny, and like if you threw a fit about it, there's something wrong with you, like it's a joke. And guys like pulling girls' bra straps. I had my hair pulled so many times.
Pull. I forgot. You just reminded me about that.
No, yeah. And it's so crazy, like when I tell these stories and like I see like other women speaking on their experiences, it's like so many women are like, that happened to me. It's too many of like us collectively learning at this young age, that not learning, but like experiencing this at a young age. And I like getting my hair pulled all the time, and it's like, oh my god, like happened again. It was like whatever.
Yeah.
Like that's just messed up. And I wish I would have did more, but honestly, like what would I have done differently? And then in high school, I don't know if it was just our high school, but like guys whistling at girls down the hallway, or like whistling as they pass, or like making little remarks, like try like, oh, come here. Like, you know how many times, like, I would walk to the lunchroom and guys would be like, hey, come here.
You know what you just reminded me of?
What?
Dude, my freshman year, I was walking through the cafeteria to get food, and some guys were at a table, and they were like, what that mouth do? And I did not know what that meant. And I was just like, I looked at them confused because I didn't know what that meant. And then I remember I sat next to, like, my guy friend, and I was like, oh my god, these guys just said that, but, like, I don't get it. And then he had to explain it to me. And then when he explained it to me, I felt like,
it's just annoying.
Like, it's come on.
And it's like really,
I forgot about that completely, and you just reminded me of that.
like, it's not gonna like ruin my whole day. Like, oh my god, he said this to me. It's so disgusting. But it's just like, why?
It's like a burden.
What do you gain from saying that? You think I'm gonna go up to you and tell you what this mouth
Yeah.
does? Like, really?
Like, oh, actually, it does this, and like, what do you expect to happen?
You expect me to like, here's my number.
Yeah.
You really just got me with that one.
I'm in love.
And dude, like, I think my sophomore year, I don't really remember much from my freshman year. Like what happened, but sophomore year, dude, I would get harassed in lunch. Like, okay, so I had my group of friends, and I'm kind of mad at them for this. My group of friends, and there was this guy that always came to our table, and like, he was so mean to me. Like, he would pull my hair, dude. He would throw things at me.
Did we go to the same school?
Dude, I don't know. He would throw things at me, and I'm like, stop. Like, what is your problem?
Yeah.
I'm like, why? And like, say these like gross things to me, like, oh, we're gonna, pardon me. It was two different people saying like, oh, we're gonna fuck. Like, telling me to my face. I'm not gonna repeat it. I don't want to say it again. Saying that to me, and I'm like, what the hell? And I would look around at like my friends. I'm like, why aren't you? Because I was like friends with mostly guys, and it was guys that I went to middle school with. So it's like, it was like my little family that we all went to the same high school.
Like old
so,
friends.
You know, that's why like my whole friend group was just guys, and then like one girl. And I'm like, dude, like, why aren't you guys saying anything? Like, why aren't you doing anything? Like, he's literally pulling my hair, hitting me. You're not doing anything. And like, I would get so mad. Like, there was so many times where I'd be screaming at lunch, like, what the hell is your problem? Like, why are you, you know? And everyone's like, Angie, relax.
Why did you leave?
Because I wanted to hang out with my friends. And like, there was some days where I didn't go to lunch, and like, I would go to like the drama room, and I would hang out with like the teachers, or like sitting in their classes. But it's like, I kept going because it's like, I wanted to hang out with my friends, dude. And I'm like, you know, I'll just suck it up. And like, I remember one day, like, I was so fed up, and like, I told my friend, like, because she knew what was happening, and like, what is she gonna do, yell too? Like, then it's like another girl yelling. Like,
That's the problem though. Like, oh, it's another girl yelling, or I sucked it up. Like, no, like, you should be able to say that. You know what I mean? Like, now you know that. But I feel like there's still people like our age, or like our age, who still wouldn't say anything. Like, I don't give a fuck if somebody's pulling my hair and none of my friends are doing anything. Like, I'll get up and leave, or if I'll pull your fucking hair. Like, how about that? You know?
No, I know, but it's like, I feel like my friends that were friends with him, he wasn't my friend, it was their friends. Why aren't you saying anything? And if you're scared because you're gonna lose a friend, like, I'm your friend too, and he's like hurting me. He's hurting me verbally and literally physically. He's pulling my hair and throwing things at me.
I would have punched him, dude.
Dude, I wanted to. And I remember one day, like, I was so angry at like the things he was saying to me, like, I'm gonna, you know, you, and like do all these things. Like, I just started like sobbing. Like, I was so angry. Like, what is your problem? And another thing, and this is messed up, and at the time I didn't do anything. Like, I didn't even react. Like, I walked away because I was like, what the hell just happened? But I think I was a junior, and I went to that group of friends, that group of guy friends. I went to their locker, because after this one class, like, I would pass by their locker, so I would just talk to them, like, you guys are my friends, like, I've known you like my whole life. And another guy that was friends with them, okay, so I was just talking, and he just comes, he's like talking, he grabbed me by my neck as I'm talking and pushed me against the locker, like, slammed me against the why are you laughing?
No, it's not funny.
No, it's not.
Just like from the front or the back of your neck?
The front of my neck. I'm talking, and he grabbed me, didn't say a word, grabbed me and just pushed me against the locker.
You didn't do anything, dude.
I was in shock. Like, I just got literally choke slammed at school. Like, we're laughing, but like, it's not funny.
No,
you know?
It's not funny, but that's just so ridiculous.
No, it's ridiculous.
I've never heard of that. Why was
I don't
did he have
know.
a reason?
Dude, he did that, and I was like, I froze. I was like, what the fuck just happened? Like, and I looked at him, I was like, and I think I started like, I went like, because dude, he was fucking choking me, like literally choking me. I hit my head on the locker. It made a noise, like boom, like and I was like, I went like that, and then I like pushed his hand off me, and I was like, I looked at my friends like, are you guys gonna do anything? And then he's like, haha, she's smiling. That means she likes it. And I just stormed off. I was so pissed off, and I just completely forgot about that until recently. That's high school.
Oh.
And it's like, I know it's such an extreme story. It's like, oh, whoa, like, not every girl goes through that.
Yeah.
But it's like, there are guys that think that kind of thing is okay to do to girls, and it's like a joke. Like, you literally, like, I got choked and pushed at school. And I have friends that like experience similar things of getting grabbed and like don't touch me and like being held like and saying don't touch me, let go of me, and the guys would not let go. Like that's a problem.
That's when you have to knee him in the nuts. Dude, I'm serious. Like you can't just be held and be like, oh no, I hate this. Please stop.
Another thing, dude, is like when it's happening, it's scary.
I know, but I think that's when fight or flight happens. And that's when it varies for everybody. Because either people freeze up and don't do anything or people react,
But for the girls that freeze up, it shouldn't be up to them to save themselves. Men should be taught to not do that kind of thing. That problem is the men doing it, not the women reacting. It's hard
because it's like men aren't being taught to do it and men aren't being taught to not do it. They just do it and there's no repercussion.
But that's the thing. If you're not speaking up against something, you're siding with the person that's doing wrong.
Wait, what do you mean?
All of my friends that watched me get choked and pushed and didn't say a thing, you guys picked his side. You guys didn't stick up for me. You didn't say, dude, why'd you do that? You didn't say, like, that's not cool.
That's such an extreme story.
Yeah.
I would have decked his ass back, dude.
I was so angry. I wanted to fight, but like in the moment,
you fucking should. I wish you would have.
In the moment, I was in shock.
Yeah.
Like I'm at school and I just got fucking choked.
Did you tell anyone? Like a teacher?
I just cause dude, I was so like, this happens, like getting pushed and grabbed, making my ass grabbed, my hair pulled, like whatever. It's just another thing. Fuck it. Fuck him. You know. I didn't think to tell a teacher, and that's another problem. Now I'm mad.
Yeah.
Dude, I wish I would have like. But I can't even be mad at myself. Like, I was in shock. Like, what am I going to do? You know?
Yeah, I guess, yeah. I feel like I'm not a violent person. Like, I would never imagine fighting. Like, I never fought someone before.
Same.
But I was always taught to be violent when that shit is happening.
Same. My uncle, he would, like, teach us, like, moves and fights and, like, always say, like, never let yourself be cornered. Like, never. But, dude, like, at school, like, you're like, I'm in a safe space. I'm around my friends. Like, it all happened so fast.
Yeah.
I froze. And that's another thing. Like, I freeze a lot when, like, things that, like, happen. Like, not like that, because, I mean, nothing's ever crazy happened to me like that before. But when, like, emergency, like, panic moments, I tense up and freeze because it's just so much stimulus. And, like, I'm like, whoa, let me process. And then I freeze.
Dude, that's good because I don't freeze, so.
So we just got to stick together.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah, I've never had, like, anything physically happen to me like that. Or, like, nobody's, like, grabbed me because I would choke slam. No, but let me see. Like, I've never, like, had anything physical happen to me. But, dude, the verbal harassment that I get is so annoying.
And I think it's just as bad, too.
No. I would rather get verbally harassed than
obviously
groped.
Like, no, you're absolutely you're right. I take that back. But it's just like it's still
still annoying. Yeah.
I dude, like even just you want to go somewhere alone and you're like, I know someone's gonna say something.
Yeah, it's hard for me to like comment. I want to say this because when you were telling all those stories, I feel like in my head I was like, dude, you didn't do anything. Like, come on, say something. You know what I mean? Like while you were saying that. And I feel like that's so easy for me to say because I didn't experience it. Mm-hmm. Like I can imagine myself being in your situation and doing something, but you don't know how you're going to react unless you're in the moment.
Yeah.
So I feel like I just wanted to get that out there because I was like, kind of like, dude, why didn't you do anything? But also it's like, I've never experienced anything to that degree. So I can't be like that type of way. You know what I'm saying?
And I think, yeah, like women, I mean, stuff that like happens, use your voice, say something. I mean, obviously, if it's not going to put you in harm's danger. Harm's way. You know, because there's times, hold on, like, let's backtrack a second. If it doesn't put you in harm's way. But also, it's like, it shouldn't just be up to the woman to say stop. It should be taught to, like, don't do that.
Dude, but the thing is, it doesn't have to, well, I need to say this correctly. Because it's not like people are being taught to do that. We should be taught to speak up.
But okay,
because nobody's being taught, hey, grab that girl's ass.
Listen to this. How come girls are taught at these younger ages, like, cover up, don't do this, don't do that, and guys are just like, oh, just free range. Why aren't they taught, like, hey, like, you should respect everybody, not just say, oh, respect women, just respect everybody. Don't put your hands on someone.
Yeah. That's what they teach you in, like, kindergarten. But keep your hands to yourself. What changes people. Like, we're all taught the same principles. Like, literally in kindergarten, keep your hands to yourself, don't hit anybody. Like, we're taught the same thing. The people that stray away from that, that's their own personal problem. It's not like it's a collective thing, like all guys are like this, which you're not saying that, but it's not like, oh, they should be taught not to do it, because we're literally in, like, when we're tiny, we're taught to not to do that.
I think where it comes in when guys start to do it, because, like, dude, in little kids school, I would get hit by boys too. Guys would pull my hair, and it's like taught, oh, because he likes you. Going back to what I was saying before I, like, went all over the place, like, about speaking up when you're not put in harm's way, I think about moments when I'd be on the trains. I don't know if it's because, like, I like to think, like, I think crazy thoughts. I always think something bad's gonna happen.
The train
Listen to this, listen to this, listen to this.
I'm listening.
Being on the train, like, not on it, but, like, waiting on, like, whatever the platform, and, like, people are staring, like, heavily, so obviously staring at you, makes me uncomfortable, and I want to say, like, what are you looking at? Dude, I'm so scared they're gonna push me into the tracks. I could, no, and why do women, and oh my god, dude, and, like, when you are alone on the tracks, not the tracks, on the platform, and you see another guy on the tracks, and you see a guy, and it's just you start, girls panic, they're like, he could hurt me.
Yeah.
And that's messed up, to be in fear all the time.
When I was hanging out with Lorenzo, we were just walking around his neighborhood, like, just, and it wasn't late. It was like maybe 4 or 5. Like, it wasn't dark, you know? And tell me why, even though I was with a guy, I kept looking back. Like, every time, like, when I saw a guy, I would just, like, mental note, like, there's another guy there. And, like, I would keep looking back, and I would always get, like, jumpy. And I'm not an anxious person, like, you know that, like, I'm not, but I cannot stress, like, every time I'm like, oh, I wonder what it feels like to have anxiety, like, or an anxiety attack, because, like, I've never experienced that.
Wonder what it's like.
Well, no, I don't want it to happen, but I'm just like, I wonder what people go through when that happens, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, I get, like, a little amount of it literally whenever I'm on the train or whenever I'm alone in the city. No matter what time it is, like, I get so anxious every time I'm on the train. I would rather waste millions of dollars on gas money than have to take the train by myself. I do not like it, because there's been so many events that happened on the train to me where it's like a man is, like, verbally harassing me, and I feel like no one is saying anything, which I'm not blaming them for, but it's like I can't say anything either, because it's like I feel like they're gonna attack me.
But I think where that comes in, it's like that bystander effect. You think someone is gonna do something. If someone else spoke up, then someone else would speak up. You just have to do it.
You know what I do? I always sit next to a guy on the train when I'm alone.
I always sit next to women or children. You know what? I sit next to children because I want to protect them.
Really?
Dude, every time I see a kid on the train alone,
I was thinking, like, oh, like, alone?
If they're, like, sitting, because when I would take the train, like, I would take it at, like, 7, and, like, kids were also going to school, and there were so many little kids alone, and, dude, every time I saw a kid, and I'm like, sorry, I'm not weird, I'm protecting you, because there's crazy people on this train, and if they hurt you, dude, I would always be ready to fight for that kid.
Really?
Yeah.
That's true. That's a good one. I always sit next to, like, a man, like a businessman.
Oh.
Like, because I feel like protection.
I always sit next to women, dude. Always.
No, because I feel like women don't say anything. You know?
I'm just
like,
there's
no, dude, you know what happened to me once?
What?
I was on the train with, like, the cart was full, but there was this one girl that I went to school with. I had so many classes with her. She knew me. She sat right next to me on the train. Like, you know how the seats are kind of, like, parallel to each other?
Yeah.
She was, like, right there. This guy was verbally harassing me, like, saying all these sexual things to me, and this bitch fell asleep. She pretended to be asleep. And I looked at her and I was like, dude, like, help me, like, talk to me. And she pretended to be asleep.
But another thing.
And then a guy came in and then he, like, told the other guy to shut up. And I was like, you know what? Fuck
thank you to
I was
that
like,
guy.
thank you to that guy. But it's like, dude, fuck you. Like, I literally knew you. And if that was happening to you, I would make up some random ass conversation just to talk to you.
Yeah.
She fell asleep. She pretended to be asleep the whole time. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? And then after, when the guy left, she started laughing. And I was like, are you serious? Because if the roles were reversed, I would not fucking pretend to fall asleep.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? So that's, in conclusion, that's why I sit next to businessmen.
I think women should stick up for each other. But since women's voices are ignored so much, men, if you see this happening, take it upon yourself to stick up for someone else.
Yeah. It's hard for me to say yeah because so many moments the guys have stuck up for me.
Oh,
I've never had a
no.
moment where guys don't stick
Okay,
up for
so
me.
you have, but a lot of people don't.
True.
So good to those men that said something.
Kudos.
Thank you to them.
Kudos.
There was a girl.
Dude, it's so this is so frustrating.
Yeah, it is.
Because it's like both parties are at fault. The men, the women, people who are silent. Like everyone's at fault. And that's just so aggravating because it's like men stick up, women stick up, someone say something, you shouldn't be doing that. And it's just like, can't we just all live in harmony?
There was, another thing that comes up of whenever women say like they feel anxious, they're scared, they're like tense all the time, alone, or like even when they're not alone, you still feel that way. People are saying like you shouldn't feel that way, like, oh, you're attracting that to you, you're living in fear. Okay, but listen to this. It happens too often to not be wary and cautious.
You know what? I just want to say every single woman that I know is strapped with pepper spray. Like it's just known. Like you got to keep the pepper spray on you. Now. Yeah, same. Like I have like pepper spray always. I have it in my car. I have it in my bag. I have it in my purse.
I have a metal shiv thing on my keys.
Yeah, and it's like we all have that. Like it's all known. Like, hey, get pepper spray. Get pepper spray. There's ads on campus to have pepper spray. And the ads are always with women. I just wanted to say, if you're one of those guys that are like, chill out, man.
If you see someone, no matter the situation, telling you like there's a problem, help me, why wouldn't you just help?
Also, another thing, because I feel like we're talking a lot about experiences, I do want to say this one thing. Pay attention to people's eyes.
Pay attention. Yep.
To people's eyes, especially because people, like their eyes and their body language. There's been so many moments where I notice that another woman is uncomfortable or they feel like stressed, and it's because they give me like the smallest glance. And it's like, pay attention to that. Like when you notice that, pay attention and say something, because it's hard if you're like just in your own world. But like I'm thinking about the train.
Yeah.
You know how it's so quick to just be sucked into your phone, but look around you sometimes. There might be like something going on. Just pay attention to the micro details, because dude, I give so many signals with my eyes, and like
she just yanked her eye down.
No, I do. Like when everything happens to me, a lot of things have happened to me on the train, and dude, when I go for walks every morning, Jesus, but like on the train, I've given so many signals to like men and women with my eyes, because you can't be like, help, you know what I mean, and like cause a ruckus, and that's when people notice. So just pay attention to people's eyes.
Also, you know what, I don't know if it's just because we're actors that we're taught be observant, like observe human behavior, because like we mimic that, and like that's always in my head. I'm always observed when I'm on the train. I'm never on my phone. One, someone's gonna yank that out of my hand. Two, there's like could be a fire. I need to be attention, like be alert. I mean, also I'm observing human behavior because I gotta mimic that when I'm performing. But I would say to everyone, just observe. I feel like we should all be more observant.
I just want to say really quick, big kudos to my dad, because dude, he always taught me, like, whenever you enter a space, mental note about everybody that's in the room, no matter what. Like whether you're in a big space, mental note about everything. And he drilled that in me at such a young age that, dude, like whenever I'm in a room, like I could remember a person's face and what they were wearing. And dude, like the 4 janitors, I could like picture them in my head right away.
Really?
Yeah.
I can only picture like 2.
No, I got them all. And like everybody that I see, because it's like my dad drilled that in me always to be alert. He always told me that.
That's really helpful too, though.
And he always
like
told
an
me,
investigation.
Yeah, like literally. And then also like whenever you're alone, not alone, but he always said to like when you enter a room, face the door, so you know who's coming in.
Oh, that's just an anxious thing of like being scared like someone's gonna come in and attack. I never have my back to a door. Never. You'll never catch me slipping. Yeah, no, ever.
I love sitting towards the door, so I'm aware of who's coming in and out. Like when I'm on the train, when I'm on the train, I haven't been on the train in such a long time, but I don't miss it. But when I'm on the train, every single person that comes in and out, dude, I'm always paying attention. And that's why I feel like it's so annoying for me, because even though I've been taught to be alert and I'm so thankful for that, I can never have a moment to relax. I've never had a train ride where I'm just sitting, chilling. Dude, I'm paying attention always to every person that's sitting next to me, what they look like, the people coming in, the people coming out, the people near the back, the front. Like, I'm paying attention always. And that's because of my dad. So, thanks. If you're listening to this, thanks, Dad. I just wanted to say that because people should be taught that more often. Like, just be hyper, hyper, hyper aware in scenarios where you're, like, alone, I guess.
We're not trying to throw, like, a pity party for women. Like, I don't know if this is coming off that way. Like, oh, poor women. Because women are bad as hell. They're
Badass
strong as hell, you know?
bitches.
Like, all of the stuff we've overcome through the years of being treated like shit.
Yeah.
And look at what we've done. Come on.
I'm pretty badass, dude. I know how to kill someone with the nose thing.
What episode was that?
I don't know.
Oh, that was the first one. That was Cookies and Guys.
But that's a trick that I learned that makes me badass. Also, dude, guys are so tough. You kick them in the balls once they're dead.
Come on.
Am I
Knockout.
wrong? But, like, it's true. Verbal harassment, physical harassment, fuck that shit.
Do better.
If you're a bystander, speak up. If you're a person, be aware. If you're a man, be nice. And if you're a woman, be nice. Everyone should just be nice.
Be nice. Why can't we just be nice to each other?
Yeah.
What do you gain from being so evil and cruel?
Dude, yeah. I just want to say a good thing that happened. I walked past construction workers and they just said good morning to me.
That's really nice.
And they were so polite and they weren't trying to, you know, and it was like a breath of fresh air.
I think one thing that we can all do in our lives is to just like brighten the world. It's a very dark place sometimes. Say hello to people.
Give a compliment.
Viviana always waves at people in trucks and like big cars. And they always smile and wave back. Dude, they always return a smile. Like when I would like take walks when I would see like the male, because I moved, so it was like a new male woman, and I said hello to her, and she was like so taken aback. I was like, good morning. She was so like taken aback. She's like, oh, hello. Yeah. Sorry, I just bumped the thing. And I was like, damn, do people not say hi to you? Like, you're like doing them a service without you. Or will I get my mail?
Exactly.
That bugged me that she was, not that she's taken aback, but it's like no one's saying hi to her. Like that's why she was like, whoa.
I think because I say hi to everybody, it's because my dad too.
It's just
He's
nice.
so social, and I get that from him. Because my mom, she doesn't talk to anybody. Like, she's just like in her own bubble, which is fine. But like my dad, he goes out of his way to talk to everybody, and I do that too, even if it's like someone I don't.
But my dad does that too, and my mom doesn't. And is it like a men thing that they feel more okay and like not worried to be so social? That's just a question. I don't know if it's true or not.
I don't know, because my mom's not social, but it's not because she's scared. She just doesn't like talking to people.
Yeah, but like,
you know.
Yeah.
And then I talk to people too. I'm not really scared, because it's like I'm not scared when I talk to people. I just say what's up, you know. Like, I was walking and I walked near the lake, and the guy was like driving and he was taking a video of the lake, and I was like this. Oh, you can't see me. I threw up like a peace sign. I was like, hey, and then he said, what's up to me? But it wasn't like, ma, what's up? Like, it was like, hey, what's up?
I love when people just say hi.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You know what happened? When I would, like, go to the park, one time I was having a bad day. I was sitting on the bench, looking up at the sky, you know, really just, like, why is this my life? And then I, like, looked down, and this little kid passed on a bike with his dad, and then they, like, left. And I was like, oh, a bike, that's nice. Dad time, that's nice too. And then he circles around the little kid and he's like, hello. And then he went away. I was like, oh my, and that really made my entire day. I was having like a bad day and it made me so happy. Dude, just say hello to people.
It's literally the little things that really mean a lot. Like when I'm walking and like a little baby smiles at me, and then like I wave at the baby, and then the parent's like, oh, he's so social, and like we just have a little conversation over like a little kid, you know, or like an old person talks to me, or just anybody. It's hard, and it could be so easy to get wrapped up in like, oh my God, like the world sucks. Like you always have to be like hyper aware and like on edge and on guard. But it's like, that is true. But also take the time to like appreciate the moments where you've had a good interaction with a stranger.
Yeah.
And a male stranger. Because I feel like we're bashing on the guys right now, you know?
No,
I'm not trying to say that.
Like, there's so many amazing men out there that like
yeah,
are kind and treat women with the same kind of equality.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But there's just also a lot that
Cody
don't.
Cohen, Noel Miller.
No, so thank you to the men that are, you know.
Yeah, like stand-up guys who say something. Like, I'll never forget, like, this one, I don't even know him. He was a stranger, but he stood up for me against a crazy guy. And I just remember, like, I remember his face and everything, because it's like, that was so nice, you know?
And just speaking up could mean the difference literally between someone getting hurt or not.
And honestly, because I've had moments where people don't speak up, but they, like, divert the guy's attention.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's another form of like...
Or like they divert my attention, you know?
Yeah.
And it's just the little things like that. I do want to say I appreciate like the people that do that, and I appreciate like the good guys out there and everything. And women have to go through a lot of shit, but like there's more joys in life.
Yeah, I know we're like talking about like on a lot of negatives, but like appreciating those goods, because then what's the point if you're just living life like this sucks, this sucks, this sucks?
Yeah.
It's like, then what's the point of living?
Plus every bad thing that happens, you learn from.
Yeah.
I think so. What did you learn from getting chokeslammed?
I learned you're absolutely right. I learned to everything. Not associate with those people. I didn't after that moment. I didn't really talk to my quote friends like that anymore. Like I don't hang out with them anymore because
Fuck
I'm
you
like,
guys.
you guys, no, kind of. You guys, you weren't on my side.
Fuck you.
You
guys.
saw me getting hurt, and I was in such a vulnerable moment.
Yeah.
And you just said, you shrugged your shoulders, looked away.
Fuck you guys. I hope you're doing better now. I hope you've learned.
Me?
I hope
them?
No, them. Like I hope they're old now and they're realizing that they should do the opposite of what they've done. I would hate for them to still have that mentality, because then there's no growth. There's no change. So I hope you guys changed.
Also,
by the way,
people were bashing on like the bad men. You guys are capable of growth. You've done some messed up things. You can flip that. You can do better.
Flip the script.
No, you can. Like you.
No, yeah,
that's
you
in your past. You can like beg the universe for forgiveness and like beg all the women, but do better, because like what's a sorry gonna do if you're gonna do it again?
Actions speak louder than words.
Correct.